Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. It's Adeline here with my buddy Josh Amodio from Priceless Inspections. Hi,
Good.
Josh. How are you?
Great, Adeline. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for
Wonderful.
joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we're going to jump right into it because we're going to kind of have a quick show. Z's up at Chevy Court, and I'm sure he's going to be going live with a little bit of entertainment. So
Awesome.
We don't want to interfere with any of that fun stuff either.
No, not at all. We've got some important information to share anyways tonight. So
Yes, we do. We have a lot of important information.
Yes, we do.
So with fall approaching,
Yes.
there are so many things that you really should get done to your house to protect it for, the upcoming winter, right?
That is correct. You should always be checking your home, though, by the way, every season.
Yes. So what is on our fall checklist? Because I know you have little seasonal checklists.
Yes, and of course, you can always check them out right online. But as a homeowner, you should always be paying attention to your home because it is not maintenance free.
Let's talk about some of the things that you should constantly monitor before we get into specifically the fall things.
Well, we do know that our rain season, other than snow, but when it's not snowing, it rains all year long. Water is the number one enemy to a home. So you should always be paying attention to where water is flowing around your home and where it hits your home, making sure that gutters have long extensions off their downspouts, get the water diverted away from the foundation as quick as possible. Also with the grading, we went right into some of these things with what to look for in the fall, but certainly with rain, that's something you should, is during the first thunderstorm or first downpour, go outside with an umbrella, boots, and walk around your property all the way around the home, just checking to see the flow of water, and also for any standing water, even in the backyard.
Right, puddles are bad.
Puddles, anything along those lines. But I always say your neighbors, if you don't know them, they're going to look out the window and say, okay, what's up with these people? So in home inspections, especially in central New York, but talking to home inspectors, during conferences and conventions, grading. If anybody's watching online, I'm Italian, so I'll use my hand. But the grade, which is the dirt directly up against your foundation, should always slope away from the home. Gutters don't always catch all the water, especially when rain is pouring up against the house.
Or you get a nice driving rain that's coming sideways.
Exactly. You want to make sure that the water is always flowing away from the home. That's grading is the number one cause of water infiltration in the basement. And the least expensive thing you could do. There's dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't need anything special. Just dirt sloped away from your home.
Perfect.
Yep. So that is one of the things that you want to look for and correct during the fall checklist. Okay. I mentioned gutters. Always make sure you want to check those gutters for the downspouts. Make sure they're not bent. Nobody stepped on them during the year. Somebody didn't remove them when they
run them over with
mowed the lawnmower. Exactly. But also in terms of gutters, don't forget, in fall is when leaves fall off of trees. You need to make sure that your gutters are clean.
Right.
Prior to winter hitting. So that's certainly something you need to check on.
Oh, that's always a fun job.
Well, you can...
It's necessary.
It's necessary, yes.
But cover your gutters. And that'll help.
There are many different products available to protect the leaves from getting into your gutter. So look into those. They're relatively inexpensive, too. So
it'll save you a lot of work.
They certainly will.
So what else is on the general checklist?
You certainly want to make sure you're turning off all of your outdoor water sources. So any of your outdoor spigots for your hose, of course, remove the hose, drain the hose, put that away in storage. But also what you want to do is open the exterior faucet on the home. Open it up so it's running. Go down into the basement or wherever the water shut off is to that particular faucet and then turn it off. That way it's going to leave a little bit of air in there, so that way in the winter, if it were to freeze, it won't. It lessens the possibility of breaking or leaking.
Okay.
And I say lessen because nothing's guaranteed in there.
Right. But if there's water in there, there's more of a chance.
Of course. Of course.
Well, that's a good piece of advice.
Yep.
I didn't know that part.
Yep. They also do sell, you should get what's called a frost-free spigot and have those ones installed. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of work, but you should have those installed. They also have covers that you can put over them, styrofoam covers to help keep out any of the wind.
Little insulation.
A little bit of insulation. I'm not too sure if those actually work or not, but
well, what's the difference between a regular spigot and the frost-free?
A frost-free is it's an extended type of spigot. It's made for winter, so that way it's got a heavier type of metal in it. It'll actually help prevent leaks and your copper pipe just busting.
Right.
So copper is actually relatively a soft metal. So this one's going to be a little bit heavier metal.
Nice.
Some of the other things you want to do, the most important thing right now, get your furnace serviced. Number one. I was gonna hold that one till the end, but let's get it right out there.
Yeah.
Get your furnace serviced. Now is about the time that you should start at least calling to make an appointment. If you wait too long, you're going to be into heating season. And once you're into heating season and you don't have heat,
people get a little busy too.
They do. School's starting right now. People are thinking about other things. It's still hot out.
Right.
People aren't turning their heat sources on yet. But we start getting into fall. You never know. People start turning them on. But now's the time to at least start making an appointment for late fall.
Right. Get it cleaned, get it serviced, change the filters.
Late September, early October. I like to say more in late September than anything. At least that way.
Well, you never know when a cold snap's going to come.
We're in the Northeast. We don't know when it is.
Cold.
But you want to allow enough time because if during the servicing of that, if they find that it needs to be replaced, you want to make sure that
Right, you have time
that
to
you've
do
got
that.
time to do that before the actual heating season jumps in. So you
Great
definitely
advice.
want to do that. But since we're speaking about that right now, if you haven't in a while, go downstairs and change the filter in your furnace.
Make
Please.
it so much more efficient.
Yes, save some money already. If you're making that furnace work hard, you don't want to give it a heart attack.
And make sure you install it correctly.
Yes, all your furnace filters have arrows on them. They should always be pointing towards the furnace.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few that have been in there backwards.
Wrong size, in
Oh, God,
backwards.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't buy the best and don't buy the cheapest. Buy the mid-grade. You know, an Allergen or a Pollen, definitely go with one of those. But do not buy the best one. It'll act like a clogged filter.
Okay.
And the cheap ones...
Because it's just a little bit too much?
Just too much. The cheap ones, they allow
Not
too
enough.
many of the fine particles through, and you don't want to ruin your furnace.
Oh, okay. So middle of the road's best
Middle
on
of the
filters.
road. Yep, there's cheap, good, better, and best.
Good.
So buy a good or a better.
Okay. Excellent.
Those of you who have wood-burning fireplaces, get your chimney cleaned and inspected. Now's the time. Actually, right now is the time. We're starting to get cooler nights.
Right.
And you could actually smell fires in the area. People are starting to have fires.
Well, it's
in
nice
their
to have
fireplaces.
one. It's, it's
It
an
is.
aesthetic too.
But now is the time to have that cleaned. and
Before you start
inspected.
having the fires.
Exactly.
Birds' nests, and you just never know.
You never know. You never know. And you want to make sure that those dampers are operating, everything's working fine.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much just bird's nest, but even
Right.
the creosote buildup.
Right.
You want to make sure that they're cleaned.
Yeah, make sure nothing's cracked.
Yes,
or-
of course. So fireplaces, those are the ones that you definitely want to call to get an appointment on those, right?
And you have a really good guy, so I want you to I want you to give him a plug because he does a great job.
We've got a couple of good ones,
Yeah.
but Bob Baker.
Yeah.
Bob Baker, Safety First Chimney Sweeps out of Marcy. Great guy. He'll go in and he'll just tell you how it is
Right. And I like
and what
that.
needs to be done.
I like that.
So
Straight
he-
shooter, doesn't exaggerate or try and terrify.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I as a home inspector, I'm a generalist, not a specialist. You know
Right,
that.
right.
I'm trained to recognize issues or possible issues and then recommend the specialist.
Right.
And at that point, you want to, when I give out a name of somebody who I'm referring, I want to make sure that they're going to be honest with the buyer of the home.
Yeah.
I don't want just somebody to go in there and say, in terms of a furnace, I don't want somebody to go in and say, yep, you need a new furnace without even turning it on.
Right. I just had that conversation. I was at a listing with a photographer today, and it somehow got around to that conversation of recommending people. And I said, if I recommend somebody, it's not lightly.
Right.
It really isn't. It's because I really trust them 100%. And if I say I don't have anyone, it's because I may know 100 people that do that, but I may not trust anyone that does that.
That's important. I mean, as well as I do in this business, our main responsibility is for the best interest of our client.
Protected our client, yeah.
And that's what we need to do. We both understand that, especially the main buyers of homes right now being first-time home buyers.
Yes.
They've saved their money to buy a home.
Right.
So they're depleting their savings.
And they don't
to buy
have a
home.
lot of it.
And they don't have a lot.
No.
That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
So, for us to be able to give names of people, we need to make sure that they're doing that so
Right.
that way they're not just being taken advantage of.
Right.
If they go in and say, look, a furnace guy goes in and say, hey, look, it's an older furnace. It's operating right now. But you might have 2, maybe 3 years.
Then you can
Just
make an informed
budget
decision
for that.
now.
And the good point is they are probably the ones who are going to get that call afterwards.
Right. Well, that's true. Right.
So,
Right.
so we need to be careful when we give those types of names out.
Yeah. By the way, the bad guy you gave me,
Yes.
excellent.
Awesome.
Oh, he was awesome. I really liked him.
I've come across a lot of bats lately.
What the heck is that?
I think it's
well, you know
it's
what?
got to be the time of year.
I think so. And it's been very hot and dry. So
Well.
a lot of bugs. So a lot of a lot to feed on,
Right.
whatnot. So
I mean, in the last 3 weeks, I think probably 5 houses with bats. And not just the droppings. I mean, actual bats flying around.
Let me tell you, the house we went to that we're kind of talking about right now.
Yes.
Let me tell you about when we went back with the bat guy. Did I tell you this?
I have not heard the story yet.
So my clients were running a little bit on time, and I'm
Is this
always
the one
early.
Is this the one where the mouse droppings, how did they get on the door?
Yes, the door mouse droppings.
Door,
Yes, that
okay,
house.
how do mouse droppings get on a door?
So I go into the house with the bat guy, and I'm just not really paying too much attention. I'm just focused. Let's get to the bat room. You go that way. I'm going to hide behind 2 doors and be in the bathroom tucked behind this door so that you do your thing. And so we get downstairs and we're chatting about the bat issue, and my clients walk in, and we're going to go back upstairs to look in the bat room again. And my client looks over at the downstairs bedroom and goes, "Is that bat? Are those bats hanging from the ceiling?"
Oh. So
wait.
all throughout the house now.
There's more.
Oh.
So you know me.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of much, but bats is just not my thing. So I
You did the Adeline
I go
scream.
running out of the house, and there's that one hallway that you can get out of the house.
Yep.
Covered in bats. And somehow I didn't see them walking this way, but going that way. And it's the only escape. Oh my God. It was awful.
So there was more bats than what we saw?
Oh yeah. He thinks that the other attic part is completely full.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm like,
An older home.
yeah.
Possible.
But I waited.
But,
Needless to say, I waited outside for the rest of that inspection once I got myself.
I don't blame you.
Once I ran down that hallway of death.
I don't blame you. I mean, I see a bat in the attic. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out
I was so over. I was like, no, that's it. And I looked at my client and I said, I love you, not that much. I'm not going back in there.
You don't need to.
Nope. The expert's in there. I have nothing to offer him. And if I see one come out here, I'll probably be in my car.
Well, at least it's out of the house.
I know, but I'm definitely not needed here.
That was an interesting one because the ceiling had just this big stain of urine. And it was all bat urine.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, get the bats out of your house, too. You don't want them in there all winter.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
We got a guy.
Remember that one.
If you need one.
Oh, my gosh. That was a fun one. That
Oh,
was fun,
God.
but I'm seeing a lot of bats. So, but speaking of bats,
Yeah.
bats get in through little openings in the home.
So how do we protect against that? And how do we know if we have bats in our house? How do we check?
Well, you could certainly go up into your attic. Go up into your attic, check for any droppings. I'm sure everybody has seen mouse droppings. They look pretty much exactly the same. Now, mice...
They're kind of flying mice.
That's pretty much what they are. But mice will drop wherever they are. They're on one side of the attic, and they need to go. They're dropping right there. So wherever they are, they'll drop. Bats tend to go to the same spot, so you'll see a pile of droppings.
Okay.
So technically, even if you don't look up at the peak of the roof where the bats normally will be, even if you see the pile of droppings on the floor, there's a very good possibility that that's where the bat's going.
Or mouse poop going up the door.
Or mouse poop going up a door, yeah. Mice don't poop on doors.
No, mice do not poop
a
on
fun
doors.
one. How does the mouse poop get on the door? Though that's not mouse poop,
yeah.
ma'am. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a good one. But that leads me into pretty much like sealing around any type of openings. If you get up in your attic, go up during the day
So you can see daylight.
so you could see daylight. If you see daylight coming in, now don't confuse soffits, which are
Right.
perforated soffits,
Or ridge vent.
or ridge vent. But that's one of the biggest places for them to get in.
Is
At
the ridge
edge of the ridge vent.
That's
if it's
what the
not
bat
sealed
guy
off,
said. That
they'll get in.
Yeah, that you should have some kind of stuff.
There is a barrier
Yeah.
that goes over the edge of that.
Yeah,
Something
that
we
kind
have
of
to look
covers
at.
it.
That's one thing that we do
Yeah.
look for. But don't forget, they can get in. They can get into a hole the size of a nickel.
Yeah.
They'll just squeeze right in if they want to. So
Oh,
you have to
God.
be careful of
Oh
that.
God, I can't.
But as far as sealing around things, now is a good time to also check for any of your cracked caulking and sealant around windows and doors.
Okay.
This particular year, this summer, which is still in full swing, which is great.
I love that.
What a great year.
I know. It can continue right on through.
I'm okay with it.
I'm good with that.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
It's great. But this type of weather does dry out your flashing or your sealant, I should say, not so much flashing, but your sealant and your caulks will dry out, they'll crack. Those are things that you want to make sure, especially around windows and doors. So walk around the home while you're checking the grading, while you're checking your gutters, walk around with a caulk gun. Get very good with caulking your windows and doors. Those are things that you definitely want to look for as part of your fall checklist. Now is the time to do that, especially since heating season is coming.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want drafts in your home, and you certainly don't want heat to escape from your home.
No, you want to keep that nice and tight.
Yep. Any cracked windows that you might have put off after you hit them with the rock from the lawnmower, especially your basement windows, now is the time to have those fixed. All right, so certainly take a look at that. Put that on your fall checklist. Change your batteries and your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detector. Yes, they always say change them when the clocks go back. Well, the clocks go back in the fall. So on the fall checklist, definitely change your batteries in your carbon monoxide and in your smoke detectors.
And on carbon monoxide, get them off the ceiling. You're dead. By the time the gas hits your bedroom ceiling to the carbon monoxide alarm, you're dead.
Or at least you're laughing at the noise that's going
Mike,
off.
it's just so... get them off the ceiling. It's a heavy gas. Put them low.
Put them low.
Near the gas utilities, really. Anywhere.
Well, I'll jump in on that one. It is recommended that they go in the lowest level of a bedroom. Now, I don't know about you. Bedroom being on the second floor. I'm not sure if I've ever fallen asleep on a couch on the first floor. So I recommend putting one on every level, including the basement. However, make sure you read the instructions.
For how close it can be.
How close they can be to a carbon monoxide producing appliance. So make sure you're not putting them within those spaces.
Right.
Most of them are 10 feet. So if you put it 15, 20 feet away, that's fine. But one of the best places is down your basement stairs right before you walk into the basement. Put it right in that area.
Yeah.
And
that's where I always recommend people put it. And then right at the top of the basement stairs on the first level.
Yes.
Because, and that's where it's most likely to kind of seep up and around. So.
Yep. So make sure you're changing the batteries in that. And by the way, carbon monoxide detectors have a built-in life expectancy. Built in.
And
Usually
how long
10
should
years.
you think? Okay.
You'll start hearing a beep. You'll start hearing the beep. And the first thing you do is think that the battery is dead. You change the battery and it beeps again. And it just keeps beeping. And of course, you're starting to get upset. But it's actually a built-in mechanism to die after a certain amount of time. So it actually is telling you that the whole thing needs to be changed.
All right. So if you're beeping.
So pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's not a constant alarm. It's an actual
just every
beep
now and
every 45 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
So you think it's a dead battery, but it's not.
Well, that's good to know.
So pay attention
Well, yeah, you
to
could
those.
think that you replaced it with a bad battery or something.
Yep.
And that.
It's actually telling you it needs a new carbon monoxide detector.
Interesting.
So,
I didn't know that.
Fall. Fall is a very good time for radon testing. You'll start seeing this on home fall checklist, but radon is a wonderful time fall is a wonderful time to have radon checked.
Okay. Is that usually when it's the highest?
The most accurate.
The most accurate.
But radon is a gas. It can be anywhere.
Right,
so.
and it can shift and
But they are saying fall is a very good time. It's just the conditions are just right to really get a very good accurate reading. So so if anybody's interested in radon testing, of course, contact, whether it be myself or any of the great home inspectors that we do have in the area.
Excellent. Good information.
Yes. Let's see some other things. Speaking about the furnace, in the summer, we haven't used it, right?
Right.
So what is collected all over your baseboards and your radiators?
Dust.
Dust. Yes. Go through and vacuum those up.
Okay.
Vacuum clean all of your baseboards, all of your radiators. You certainly don't want that burning dust
Right.
in the home. It could also just pile up if you don't clean it.
Right.
And over the years, it will cost you more to heat your home. So, if you
Especially
clean
if you
them
don't
now,
have the
that's
ducts
great.
clean too. If
Yes.
you have forced air.
Forced air.
Yeah.
For those of you who have a forced air furnace and you have a slab home and your ductwork is running underground, when you do have your furnace serviced, ask them to do a scope of the ductwork running underground. They haven't been doing that since the 50s, 60s. So by now, a lot of that ductwork
Right.
could have broken down. So if you find yourself dusting and the next day it looks like you need to dust again, and then the next day you need to dust again, there's a very good possibility that there's a hole in one of those ductworks and it's pulling in all that fine silt from underground
Okay.
and blowing it right back into your home. So
That's not great.
so have them scope that out. Now's the time to do that. It's easier to fix when it's first happening,
Right. Okay.
and it can get really expensive if you don't fix it. So I do want to point that out also.
Anything special they should do with boilers?
Well, boilers right now, I mean, certainly still have those serviced. Now's the time. Bring in a specialist, let them clean it, bleed out anything that needs to be done. Boilers are fairly easy to work on.
Right.
As an HVAC professional, they always tell me, oh, boilers are the easiest. But they might be easy, but there's still all those intricate parts that they
Right.
need to pay attention to. You have water running through metal piping. I don't know about you, but water and metal creates rust. And over time, that will break down a lot on the inside.
Right.
So certainly you want to, even if you do have a boiler, yes, you want to have that serviced, cleaned, thoroughly evaluated as well. Remove your window AC units in the fall.
You can't just cover them and leave them in?
You don't want to just cover them and move them in.
Why
You do
not?
know what's holding those in place, right?
The window.
The window. You do know what happens when we get
Oh, yeah.
3 feet of wet snow in this
yeah.
area.
Does it get heavy?
Heavy. It will rip your window right out of the opening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you won't have a window. Your air conditioning will be on the ground. So you
Big
certainly...
mess. It's a lot easier
It's
just
easier
to take
to
them out
just
and
to remove them
reinstall
out.
them.
And while we're talking about AC units, you know all about what's coming next. AC units. Do not cover them with the leather cover or wrap them in a tarp. Just place a piece of plywood over the top of your AC condenser that's outside of your home. Put a cinder block on it just to keep that from blowing away. You want that air movement to be going through the air conditioning condenser. In the spring, when the sun's beating down on it, it's not warm enough to turn the AC on.
Right.
But that sun beating down on those covers, that high humidity inside those units, it's eating away at the pipes and the wires.
Yeah.
So you want that air movement to be going through. But put that piece of wood on top. Also, locate the breaker for it. Turn the breaker to the off position. You're going to be saving money. One of those 110 units or circuits is keeping the oils warm on the inside of the AC unit. The colder it gets, February, the colder it gets, the more energy you're going to be using to keep that oil warm.
And you don't need the oil
need
for anything.
the oil. You don't need it warm. Those were built in that way for those down south where at night it might drop, but during the day it's
Right.
hot enough to use. So that's why those are built in that way, to keep that oil flowing for them to use the next day. Cold nights, warm days. Up here, we're not using it.
No. So
So
just,
turn them off.
yeah. You're not likely to get warm enough in January.
Yeah, someday, wouldn't it be great up here?
Wouldn't it? Just have like a week of 100 degrees in January.
It'd be nice.
What a mess.
I know.
Everything would flash,
Wouldn't it be
melt,
great?
and oh God.
Would love that. Phones will be ringing off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's buying houses.
Yeah, everyone's going to want to get the hell out of here.
Yep. So those are some of the big things that you do want to think about for your fall checklist.
Nice. That's a good list. That should keep you pretty busy.
Yes, and if you really want to do it, I mean, again, just go online and just start typing in, fall checklist, things to look for, fall maintenance around the home. And
do you have it posted yet to Priceless? Or I know we're not quite at fall yet.
No, we're not quite at fall yet. So I am that doesn't come out till my birthday in November.
Okay. So if you've missed the summer checklist, go on Josh's page,
Yeah.
Priceless Inspections on Facebook, and catch up on your summer list.
Yep.
And then you can be ready for the fall list.
Of course. Yep.
Perfect.
So
what else do you have going on? I know you've been busy.
This has been a wonderful year.
Yeah, it really has.
And, I talk to a lot of inspectors in the area. We've all been busy, which means this area is, I don't care what people say, housing in central New York is...
It's selling, it's moving.
It was a really crazy year. It's actually been like that for about 2.5 years, exactly the way it is now. But for some reason, this year just seemed really more so. But that just means things are happening in Utica, and that's exciting.
It's good news.
That's great news.
Yeah, it's all good news.
You're either on board with it or, just stay out of our way.
Yeah. Well,
really.
You're hopefully one of the ones selling and moving.
Yes. But as far as home inspections, it's been a great year. So I do have to thank all of my past clients and anybody who gave my name for a referral.
Yeah.
Thank you if you're all listening. It's been a great year.
That's good.
A great year.
That's good.
So
I love it.
I'm excited. It's
and it looks like fall's gonna continue to be pretty strong.
Well, it still hasn't slowed down for me yet. I mean, it still seems like, on Monday, Tuesday, that phone is ringing from the open houses over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I will say this. I mean, I know I'm not a realtor, but I can say this. I usually ask how long the home was on the market for, and I'm still hearing, just a couple days. Just a couple days.
Yeah.
That's showing that homes are moving right now. And
it's been really, really good.
So that's why it's really important to also have your inspection on a home.
Right.
Very
pre-inspection. A lot of people have been doing pre-inspections too. Yeah, pre-listing inspection.
Pre-listings. When I started 6 years ago, I think I did 3 in the year. Mm-hmm. They continue to grow. Right. It's about 1 every week and a half right now for pre-listing. Mm-hmm. Of course, now at that point, I'm working for the seller of the home. Right. And it's nice to know that the people in this area that are selling their homes, and, we have of course, third in the country according to USA Today for millennials buying homes. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. We've got the young generation buying the homes, but we also have that elderly population that most of them are moving down south. Mm-hmm. But they are from that older generation where it was about family. Right. And it's really good to see because these people that I'm doing these pre-listings for, they are relatively up there in the age, but they raise their family in that home. Of course, when they purchased the home, or maybe they had it built, they didn't have an inspection. No. They had a family member who was a contractor.
Didn't come into play until
2006.
Yeah, so I mean they're relatively new.
Yep. So it's nice to see that they actually say to me, we just want the buyers of the home to be safe. Yeah. We want them to know that they're getting a good home. Right. We want to know they are going to be in a nice home. And that is fantastic. And the pre-listing inspections, you've seen all the studies on it. Oh, yeah. It makes the transaction go smoother.
It does. Well, you know what? Fixing something before, and a lot of the times, you know as well as I do, they're minor, insignificant things.
Yep.
But fixing it before the buyer knows about it is going to save you money ultimately.
It is, because you won't get hit with what's called the rush fee.
Right.
If I need something right away, if you call a contractor, I need this done right away, he's charging you
Oh yeah, he's
a premium
charging you the
price
right away.
for the right away. But if you've got that time to be able to do it,
Right.
and say,
At your leisure.
I need it done before such and such time, in a month and a half,
Right.
you're not going to get charge that extra fee.
No.
So there are certainly advantages to having a pre-listing inspection. So you save on that. You save that rush fee, basically.
Yeah.
But also, who's to say that you're not going to stay in the home?
Right.
Maybe something happens and you decide that you're not going to sell the house. You are now aware of any possible issues that you should be aware of in the home that you're now living in. So it certainly helps in that aspect of things.
Right. And anyone can have a home inspection for that matter.
Oh,
If you're not
anyone
particularly handy, if you don't know what you're looking for, if when Josh says grading and caulk and, the electric feed line and the roof and your head just spins and your eyes glaze over, maybe you should hire somebody to come and, do a quick once over.
Yep.
I know a lot of inspectors, if not all, at least most, do pre-inspections. Or,
we'll
just,
all do. Home inspectors will do a pre-listing inspection.
Right. And I wouldn't imagine it would be any different for just a homeowner inspection.
Well, I call that a home health and safety inspection. It's still a complete inspection.
Right.
But for those who have lived in their home for 20, 30, 40 years and they don't plan on moving out.
Right. But you turn a blind eye. I sometimes...
Well, you get comfortable on things.
Right. Well, and sometimes I'll have to, go out of a room, turn my back, and just kind of completely clear my head and then turn around really quick and see what catches my eye or see what seems off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's...
And people who've lived in a home for that long, there was the old saying that, there's water stains in the roof or on the ceiling.
Well, it's only from the roof is fixed.
The roof. They don't look at the roof until it starts raining on them in the home.
Right.
Now they know that they need the roof fixed. But you've got water damage. They may not fix that, but those are things that you do want to repair.
Right.
Prior to selling a home. And those are things that we point out. They may not be major structural issues, but during a pre-listing inspection, I work for the seller. And at that point, they want to prep their home for selling. So those are things that I do put into the reports at those points that, hey, you do have that's something you're going to want to fix. So, those are things that you do want to look out for in that aspect.
I like that. Home health and safety.
Home health and safety inspections. Still a complete home inspection.
Right.
They're all inspections, just worded a little differently for the marketing aspect.
Well, for a different use.
Different use. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
of course. So.
What are we looking for on time? I don't want to go over on Z.
Well, we're at 7:41.
Okay, so we better kind of wrap it up a little bit so Z can do some stuff from Chevy Court.
Okay.
So any more advice or things that you want to talk about really quick?
Oh, gosh. Well.
Because I know you always teach me something every time we talk.
Well, that's always a fun one. Do you want to get into any of those specifics of generalist, specialist type things?
Yes. Yes, can we? Because some people don't understand, exactly, what the difference is.
Okay. Well, as home inspectors, we are trained to recognize issues or possible issues within a home and recommend the specialist. I do always explain that to my clients prior to beginning the home inspection. We are not there to diagnose issues. We're there to recognize an issue.
Right.
And the specialist will have to come in to further evaluate. Now, my background being construction, I went to college for construction and graduated SUNY Alfred. I've been in construction for over 20 years. For me, I can see certain things and I can kind of tell how major it is or how minor it is.
Right.
But I still have to be able to say, okay, well, look, this is an issue, and I think a contractor should be taking a look at this. But with my background, it is easy for me to say it's an easy correction, but it needs to be corrected. And only a contractor can determine what the costs are and how it needs to be corrected.
Right.
There might be some hidden things beyond this that I, as a home inspector, cannot see.
Right.
So, we need to take a look at, we need to be able to recommend specialists at that point. That's what they concentrate in. They're skilled and experienced in their line of work.
Yeah.
We as home inspectors are skilled and experienced as home inspectors.
You're kind of like the family doctor, general practitioner.
You might have heard me say this one before.
And then you send everybody off.
I'm like a family doctor.
Yeah.
You go to family doctor, they say you have a mole. You're going to the dermatologist. He or she will determine if it needs to be removed or if it's cancer. So I'm the same exact way.
Yep.
If I see something that looks to be an issue, well, that's my job and my responsibility and my duty to the client is to point that out and recommend a further evaluation by a specialist. And, there are just certain things that we cannot see.
Right.
There are things that
septic tanks.
Septic systems, not just you're laughing.
Yeah,
I know where you're going with this. That's one of those things that and I'm hoping I don't get in trouble in this one, but I don't think I will. I care about my business. Mm-hmm. And let me back up. I care about my client first and foremost.
Yep.
Then I do care about my business.
Well, that's right. You should. You work very hard,
my job.
and you have a very good reputation.
I want to continue doing what I'm doing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to say that there are certain things that are acceptable by lenders that we as home inspectors are allowed to do. And in terms we were on a couple. We know that we cannot see underground. I don't know if you can. I know I cannot.
I didn't get that skill. That one skipped me.
I didn't either. But this kind of goes for the generalist specialist. Mm-hmm. Yes, I as a home inspector, I'm allowed to do what's called a septic dye test.
Which is a general test.
Very general. It's got its limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And we found that out. I know you and I have found that out the hard way. Actually, no, it wasn't the hard way. We found out that.
Yeah. Luckily, not the hard way.
Not the hard way. I've now started advising my clients when they tell me that there's a septic system, just to hire a septic company. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's advised anyways that as soon as they move into a home, to have the septic system cleaned and inspected.
Right.
Now, when I explain it this way to a potential client, when I have them on the phone, I'm saying, look, you're going to be spending the money anyways when you move in. I advise you to do it prior to purchasing the home. That way, if there is an issue, you will not be on the hook for the cost of a septic system replacement,
which can be.
I've heard them $15,000 for a septic system.
I just saw a quote that was 20.
Oh yes, yep, $20,000 for a septic system. So it's not worth. To me,
the few $100s.
For me, my septic eye test is around $100.
Right.
Trust me, it's worth the $100. Keep the $100. Use it towards a septic company to perform a sepseptic dye test or septic system inspection. Not just a
total
inspection,
and test, pumping, and
it
makes a huge difference.
What's the worst case scenario? The deal falls through and you lose a few $100 because you pump somebody else's septic system.
Considering the best case is that you save tens of thousands of dollars, then a couple hundred doesn't seem so bad. We have seen it.
Recently.
And I'm sorry, but that is a make or break situation when you're talking, especially when we're discussing the millennials and the younger population who, in most cases haven't had a chance to build up that nest egg.
Well,
could you imagine somebody 20-something with 2 young children, just starting their careers at the early cusp of their earnings, taking a $20,000 hit?
Oh,
I know. That's life-ruining, life-changing. Oh, we've got a few people saying hi. Renee's saying hi from, she's all the way in South Carolina now. My mama, my girlfriend Amy, Frank Donato, he's an appraiser, and our friend over here, our VID, and Jody DeCosti.
Oh, hello, Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Oh, mine died on me here, so I'm back.
You're all done?
I'm back. I'm back. Now I can see who it is. Oh.
But yeah, I mean, really,
Kathy,
the specialist.
Amy, Frank, Jody, thanks for following along.
Gloria's watching too. Gloria Rachi.
Hello.
I can see her there. She's hovering.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it really does pay to have an inspection, and I always like to write in, like, if you have a wood-burning fireplace, a chimney inspection, because really to have it done, it's not that bad, but you want to make sure that nothing's cracked, that, it's ready to go.
Well, I mean, I, as a home inspector, I have to advise my clients in what I know best. And that is when it comes to these certain types of items, whether it be a chimney, whether it be a septic system. I'm not in this for the greed.
Right.
Greed would be, is the home occupied? Yes, it is. Great. I'll do a septic dye test. Thank you. Give me my $100 and good luck when you move in.
Right.
I can't do that to my clients, and I can't do that to myself or the business. It's worth it to just say, look, have a septic company come in and, we've
done.
seen it. We've seen it firsthand. And that particular day that you're talking about, that was the afternoon. The morning was the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Rusted out steel tank in the backyard that they said, you put a picnic table on that area. It was in an area where they would have put a picnic table. You put a picnic table there and kids are sitting on it, they're ending up in the septic system.
And could you imagine?
I would not have been able to see that.
No, you
can't. Doing a septic dye test, I don't know what it looks like.
And sometimes you can do them and look out the back window and see water flowing into a creek.
Yeah. How many times we see that?
Dye, all of a sudden the creek is red and you're like, oh, well, all right.
That
but
happens.
Sometimes not so much.
Yeah. So those are things that, our job is to advise our clients the best way we know how.
Yep.
And that's what we need to do. So I do know that there's a couple realtors who are listening to us right now, but we owe it to our clients to make sure that we give them the best advice. That is what they are hiring us to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And to advise them in the correct manner.
Yeah, and I know the realtors listening here, they all agree with you.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because, you have to. I mean, you cannot lay your head on your pillow at night knowing that you just kind of fluffed over something or whatever.
$100.
Can't
do it.
It's not worth it. It's never worth it.
Nope.
No.
So, but home inspection wise, things have been great. We're out there doing our jobs. Certainly, whether it's myself or, one of the other great home inspectors in the area, I can't stress it enough. Go out and if you're going to be buying a home, protect your investment.
Right.
Protect your investment.
And if you're going to be selling a home and want to really prepare it.
Of course.
Or if you're just staying and you're not really sure what you should be doing. Maybe you want a list for a plan, so to speak, for the next few years of what you should be doing and in what order. I'm sure you're happy to put that together in the...
I do.
In the healthy home.
I do. And any of those who also are listening who have elderly parents.
Oh, yeah.
And they're starting to think about estates, and they will have to sell their home, or they, unfortunately, our parents will be passing away. We will be in charge of their home.
Or even if you want them to age in place.
Now is the time to start prepping that house for the estate sale.
Right.
And that way, I'm not using it in a way like, yes, I understand our parents will be passing. It's a sad time. Yes, it's sad to even sell the home that we grew up in.
But you don't want to also have to fix it up at that time, too, when you're trying to grieve it.
The longer you're holding on to it, the longer it's just going to hurt yourself. And, we just want to prep it for you to be able to make that transaction go smooth. So I do a lot of estate planning. I didn't mention that earlier, but a lot of estate planning inspections as well, which is technically a pre-listing inspection.
Yeah.
So again, just the wording. So.
Well, so now you know all the types of inspections.
Yes.
And you can find Josh
on Facebook. Certainly, Priceless Inspections. Just do a search on that on Facebook.
Always helpful hints and checklists for your seasons.
Yes.
And you just recently got your how many reviews now?
I'm very happy and proud to say I just hit 100 reviews.
And they're all what?
5-star.
Oh, isn't that excellent? That's a good rating.
Not
a bad average.
It's a nice milestone to hit.
That's very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You really do an excellent job.
Thank you. I like to, I know some of my hashtags is quality, not quantity.
Yes.
I'm not there to rush through a home inspection. I'm there to work with the client and report on whatever I can see.
Right.
And it was really nice to hit that level. It makes me proud, and
it should. That's great.
It's a blessing when a passion and a career collide, is what I like to say.
That, yeah.
It's really nice. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So be sure to check out Josh on Facebook and pricelessinspections.com, right? We still have the website
I've got the website, but it seems like Facebook is...
Yeah, nobody's really popping through to the websites.
Surprising. Because everybody's on Facebook, you start searching. The Facebook is what's going to the search engine. So
it's funny.
It's just the way it is. Yeah. But I'd rather have them go to the Facebook page. That's where they're going to get more information.
And interactive. You're very responsive.
Yes.
And give them your phone number.
315-525-8725.
Thank you very much.
And Josh at pricelessinspections.com.
So anytime you need Josh, give him a holler. He'll be happy to schedule an appointment. But he is booking out a couple of weeks because he is in demand.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on tonight, Adeline.
You're very welcome. And I'm actually going to be off next week because I'm going to Kansas City for Irish Fest.
It's Labor Day.
Yeah, it is Labor Day. So I will not be laboring on Labor Day.
Yep.
No, I will be recovering on a plane home.
Wonderful. Awesome.
So I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Passalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Passalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.